The next item is number 23, an application for a certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Manhattan, docket number 15-6175, block 575, lot 3, 476th Avenue, also known as 466 to 476th Avenue in the Greenwich Village Historic District, a vernacular-style house built in 1844. The application is to modify storefront infill installed in noncompliance with the certificate of appropriateness.
Presentation staff, the item is 476 Avenue. The application is to modify storefront infill installed in non-compliance with Certificate of Appropriateness 92-0121, which was issued in April of 1992 for the establishment of a master plan for storefronts, awnings, and lighting at these three buildings, 466, 68, 476th Avenue. 476th Avenue is located on the east side of 6th Avenue between West 11th and West 12th Streets within the Greenwich Village Historic District. And the 1992 storefront master plan called for the installation of a fixed display window with a panel bulkhead here at the southern bay, the southern storefront bay of 476th Ave. Instead, what was installed were two operable storefront doors. So the applicant is here today proposing to replace these operable storefront doors with a new set of operable storefront doors, which would be paneled wood and glazed, and would match the details of the existing pair of paneled wood doors in the northern storefront bay, which are compliant with the master plan. Here is the existing elevation showing the removal of the doors, and the proposed elevation showing the new doors. And as the rendering shows, the infill will be painted a uniform dark grayish blue color. And the architect is here to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions? Okay. Yes, I know. It does seem like it could have been staff leveled. Ultimately, it's consistent with the master plan, is it not? It may not. No, it's not.
No, and that's why we're showing it here today, because the master plan called for a fixed display window.
Okay, all right. I understand that was what was previously approved, but that was the master plan. Got it. Understood.
Was what should have been installed, and what was installed was operable, and so they're proposing something still that's not in compliance with the master plan.
Yes, Michael.
What I would suggest, though, is that the louvers look like hell. And the rendering shows a generic kind of grid. The architectural drawing that I think I saw showed something much more linear. These look like generic out-of-the-box louvers that are already bent up. I'd say that there might be some looking into what was originally in the original master plan about those louvers. They look kind of cheap.
Okay. All right. But yes.
I also, to differentiate these from the actual entry doors and to be further in compliance with the original drawings, a fielded panel with a perimeter molding, I think, would also be appropriate.
Right. Can I suggest something? Because we're going into sort of discussion. Let me just take public testimony, and then we can come back and get all your recommendations down. Okay, so Community Board 2 recommends denial of this application and suggests the applicant simply defer to the LPC's original master plan. They've said that infill was installed in non-compliance and it removes the storefront from an historical configuration. Kelly Carroll?
Kelly Carroll, Historic Districts Council. HDC asks that the storefront be configured to conform with what the previously approved C of A said. It was unclear to the committee why the storefront is composed entirely of doors. We simply ask that a storefront be put back in the storefront. Thank you.
Thank you. Amanda Davis?
Amanda Davis, Greenwich Village Society for Historic Preservation. GVSHP feels that the applicant should use the existing master plan for storefront infill that was previously approved. The master plan provides a good template for storefront infill that gives visual harmony to the rest of the row. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more speakers? All right. Yes, Roberta, a question for the architect? Yes. Any response? Any response? All right. You have a question for the architect, Roberta?
Yeah, so maybe I missed this, but it still goes to the same place as the second pair of doors?
I believe they're doors. Is that correct? If somebody can answer that?
Microsoft, Microsoft Sunrise Architects. The doors, they're not technically for operational use, it's more to get airflow into the establishment and to kind of open up the space because it is a narrow establishment. And as you can see, we're maintaining an existing step at the entry here. So there, this is still going to be the primary entranceway, so it's more acting like a window than a door. But we're trying to keep that same look.
Oh, so you're saying like you could open it up?
Yes, exactly.
But you intend to open it up or no?
Yes,
Okay, during,
they are going to be operable during relatively next business hours.
And what
Okay.
was it for the master plan, what did you have that?
It was-
Window.
it was a fixed,
It was a
window.
fixed display
Is
window.
that-
And it's just a really small space and they want to bring the extra light in and extra air.
All right.
That's why they modified it previously and put in the violation doors, what we have there today. And we have tried to, so we're trying to legalize that existing condition by replacing it with more historic looking doors. And I think we're also open to, making some adjustments to those profiles and the pattern of the doors if necessary.
Sorry, when you say utilize existing conditions, aren't you going to be taking the doors out and the existing doors out and trashing them?
Yes,
So,
building new doors.
so then how is that using the existing condition? It's just you're saying you can insert.
I was
them
just
into the
referring to the step up here, this step is going to remain.
And maybe retaining that it's going to be
Yeah,
two
so
doors
we're
still.
Yeah, we're retaining that and all the additional traffic goes around the corner.
Okay.
And the louvers, are they part of the master plan?
Above.
I could find no documentation other than this of the master plan. And unfortunately, this shows an awning in that place, and there were supposed to be light fixtures below the awning, so it's not clear what was supposed to go on underneath the awning.
And we have an awning and it was replaced when the establishment changed.
But the master plan was for three buildings, for three.
Yeah.
All right, just on the issue of the louvers, Michael?
Are they going to put the awning back?
No.
So is that considered following the master plan? So I think that the whole idea of,
Louvers are not before us, Commissioner.
I know,
So I think that it's possible they were there. We don't know what they're.
but I know they were massive.
I guess the question is that was the canopies or the awnings really a part of the master plan, and the fact that they're not doing it, is that
Right, they're saying
something
they
that
don't
we
want to
have
put the awning
to
back.
consider?
Well, is that correct? You don't.
Correct, yeah.
There's no requirement for the awning.
Okay, all right, that's what we want to clarify.
One
Yes.
last thing, so how does this change then from the master plan affect what the other buildings look like? So now you're looking at a place where we would have had a big window and then a big window in the next building. So you don't have the facade showing, you don't have anything showing all three.
This is the only photo we have right now. These two buildings, 466, 468, no. Okay, well, they have not installed storefronts in compliance with the master plan to date. So they have essentially grandfathered condition storefronts from before designation, do not match the master plan.
So are we canceling the master plan? Is that what we're trying to do?
No.
No, it's still apply for the remaining buildings if they want to change anything.
If they want to replace their storefront, this is what they'll have to go from, but they haven't done so yet, except for.
So we're kind of modifying the master plan for
Yeah, but
this.
it's only three buildings, so if you modify a third, what's the, because it was all about that window matching the window in the building beside it, so now we're.
Right, and maybe when the next storefront comes before us and they want to do something different, this will be taken into consideration. All right. Michael, you were saying something. I know you had started recommending.
Well, the detailing of the new doors, I think, is lacking in the richness that was in the original building, in the original drawings. And if there could be a replication of that left-hand panel and light on the right-hand side, I think it would be much more appropriate with a fielded
Yes.
panel with
Right,
a,
it's
with a
beveled, right.
election molding, and lowering of the wooden panel to the same height as the one on the other side. It would bring this a little bit more into
Right.
conformity.
So the step is a
So-
different height. The step's a
The
different
step-
height, so the panels will all be different.
Are we getting rid of the, are you saying get rid of the step?
No.
No,
I
he's
just
saying
wants
lower
that-
the panel height so it matches the one on the left.
So you have two
So
sides that are
it's
sort of.
different at least from the actual entry door.
It's a good catch.
But the panels themselves need to be more ornate with the center field and a connection molding.
Sounds like you should,
What kind of molding? Election molding?
we just earned the right to read.
Very profile.
All right, so our recommendation, I think, is that since what they have right now, they're going to change as a part of their proposal, that they're, in fact, the proposal should they work with staff on this to try and get it, more refined? Does that make sense? And reflect of the panel at the bottom portion of the door should relate to the window panel on the other side, and that the details in terms of the depth of the different panels should be also similar to what is there under the master plan. Seem reasonable? Okay. All right, very good. So, and you can work with staff on that. So close the hearing? Yes, sorry. Yes, Roberta.
And I think we're really saying that there is no master plan. I mean, I don't know, it just seems like we're negating whatever the reasons were
The master plans for other buildings?
for the other two. parts,
For the
right?
other two
Those
parts.
two could work in, but, okay.
Right, I wish I understood the full extent of how they came to this master plan as well, whether this reflected the frontages at that time, so it's just somewhat unclear.
Not really, because it's just replacing one of
Right.
the openings with an operable, so which,
The glass, that the doors are in a certain place and the glass is in a certain place. So,
right.
Roberta, you'll be flexible on this one? Okay, all right, so, all right, we'll close the hearing? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, so we have the resolution. Chris, do you want to read this? Okay.
To the issue of Certificate of Appropriateness, 470 Sixth Avenue, also known as 466 to 470 Sixth Avenue. Application is to modify storefront infill installed in non-compliance with Certificate of Appropriateness. I recommend approval, finding that the removal of the existing storefront doors will not eliminate historic fabric, that the proposed pair of paneled wood doors installed within the existing storefront opening will match the existing paneled wood storefront doors at this storefront and will be in keeping with the commercial character of this streetscape, that the dark blue-gray painted finish will recall the painted finishes historically found on storefronts in this historic district, that the proposed doors will bring a uniformity of appearance to the storefront, and that the proposal will be in keeping with special architectural and historic character of the building and the Greenwich Village Historic District.
Oh, just one, Michael, do you want to just, do you want to, yes, do you want to just,
State that for the record.
Yes.
The applicant will work with staff to modify the panels at the base of the openings and modify the height of the panels.
As
that's
stated.
good. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? This motion has been passed.